You guys better watch out because this anime is literally going to replace your favorite one even better than Jujutsu Kaisen. And if you like frieren, then you better buckle up your seatbelt like our boy here because your mind is about to be blown. Anyways, it always starts with truck-kun, so don't be scared if you hate watching people get reincarnated into another world. So this loser deserves it anyways because he hated everything, so he isn't going to miss anyone or anything, especially the fat zero in his bank account he's leaving behind. Nonetheless, shortly after getting clapped by truck-kun, our boy Kang finds himself getting Team Flash and transported into another world, but all he hears is a dragon's roar. Eventually, he can finally see after the light clears up from the Phoenix Flash, but all he sees are a bunch of tens gifted with not only tremendous magic, but also very tremendous and soft personalities, if you know what I mean. As Kang continues to descend down upon the army of mages who happen to be all girls, Bro is beginning to think he's just getting pranked. Meanwhile, the mysterious glowing lady on the other end of the room flashes a smile, telling her comrades that our homie undoubtedly has the energy of a dragon. Regardless, upon Kang's feet finally touching the ground, the mysterious lady shouts and welcomes our boy to the country of dragons, which we promptly learn is named Sultan. The lady then introduces herself as the Queen of Sultan, who goes by the name Burr. But I do admit Burr do be looking like prime a 5 wagyu that any of you would love to devour. Anyways, as she continues to explain to Kang where he is, a magic circle begins encircling his feet. And once it finally became still, Burr confuses our boy by appointing him the rank of Supreme Knight Commander. Of course, Kang is totally shocked at what the heck is happening, so he takes a peek around only for him to realize he's surrounded by female knights only, so it looks like he might have hit the cultured anime jackpot. Still, Kang is a man of 0 words as he continues to stay silent, but since he's a weeb and have watched so much anime, he tries to see if he has any powers to no avail. Bro then accidentally lets one rip and stinks up the whole room due to his anxiety, but luckily for him, one of the mages interrupts his oofsie and informs the queen that Kang indeed has the energy of a dragon. However, there's a small catch: the energy is really faint because it only makes up 3% of his body, and upon hearing the revelation, red energy begins to circulate around the lower parts of his body. At this point, the energy doesn't move anywhere else, so the girls inform him that the dragon energy can only be found in his hidden tamed beast beneath the diamond-plated pants. Fast forward 10 minutes later, Kang finds himself right behind Burr, who's trying to explain how he's had draconic energy even before he reincarnated. But Bro is getting distracted by the ice cream cake that keeps smashing together in front of him. So as she continues to yap, his actual mini-dragon starts the rumbling down below like my boy Eren. But I don't blame him since it'd be hard to stop the Phoenix from rising after witnessing a crazy double-decker. Unfortunately for Kang though, someone else catches him being a supreme sussy baka in 4K, so within the blink of an eye, a real sword appears out of nowhere, causing Kang to finally snap back to reality. A silver-haired beauty then appeared, but she happens to very much look like an elf, ordering him to stop and ends up calling Kang out by asking what the heck he's staring at. Bro then quickly diverts his gaze and acts like he was zoning out due to ADHD, but the elf does not look pleased, and let's just say, if we scroll down the scene any lower, then the family-friendly police will come knocking. Nevertheless, just as the elf was about to teach our boy a lesson to not be a sussy Becca, the queen saves the day and swiftly stops the elf, wondering what's going on. So upon calling out her name, we learn that the silver-haired girl is named Ardella. Now unable to punish Kang for trying to be a Chris from Mr. Beast, Ardella angrily points out that the outsider from another world has been busy staring at some very well-crafted cheesecake the entire time Kang and Burr were on a walk. And with Bro caught red-handed, he doesn't make his case any better when he looks down and realizes that his special dragon can now be seen trying to escape the prison in between the zippers, so it looks like it's Jover for our homie. Luckily for Kang, Bro somehow gets away with it since Burr surprisingly latches onto him to get in between him and Ardella, where she even goes as far as to order Ardella to sheath her sword while defending Kang for being a sussy baka. Burr then uses some mental gymnastics to explain that it's not his fault since Kang is half dragon, so his powers are probably acting up at this very moment. Suddenly, the Fire Nation attacks when Ardella instinctively knees our boy right where it matters to try and calm down the banana-flavored ice cream popsicle, refusing to believe that Kang is the chosen half-dragon. Nonetheless, after directly making contact with his third foot, Ardella stares Kang down while pressing her double blue eyes white dragon against our boy, claiming that there is no reality in which he's half-dragon. She then continues on berating him in front of the speechless queen, continually getting bounced back and forth due to insane density of her twin pyramids of Giza, warning Kang if he continues to be a sussy baka, then it will all be game over very soon. But right before Ardella could continue making king-level threats, Burr finally steps in and interrupts her mid-sentence, asking her to leave Kang alone, but we all know Bro is trying his hardest right now to not accidentally explode the volcano after Ardella was properly using her twin cannons. At the same time, Kang continues to not mutter a single word, so this dude is literally worse than Link from The Legend of Zelda, but luckily for him, Ardella finally stops attacking him when Burr had to pull out the bestie. "Please can you do this for me" card. Now with our boy free to move again, he ends up arriving at the Queen's personal tea drinking area where he is greeted by a fox maid, so it already looks like the sussy Fire Nation is about to invade his brain again. It's then revealed that Bro is a special one, since we discover that it was actually a dream of his to meet a real-life girl furry, especially ones with real tails, so this dude truly is a sussy baka. Nevertheless, with the fox maid swiftly filling up his cup of tea, the Queen sits down in front of him and reintroduces herself as the dragon Sintes, where she tells him that it's an old Sultan tradition for a half-dragon to become Knight Commander to defend the entire country. However, Kang replies by saying he's not sure if he can believe any of this, and besides, he doesn't feel welcome in this fantasy world due to his encounter with Ardella. As such, Burr personally apologizes for her behavior in her stead, and explains that Ardella isn't usually like this, but the circumstances are a bit awkward since the two have been childhood friends and she even happened to be the previous Knight Commander before he teleported into this world. Regardless, our boy doesn't seem like he can be convinced to take up responsibility, so he tries to make an excuse if they are even sure he has dragon blood in him, since he literally feels exactly like the same old loser. Upon hearing Kang seemingly doubt if he really is half-dragon, Burr blushes and summons the fox maid. So now my sussy alarm bells are ringing after hearing Burr ask Ryle to help him out. Suddenly, the fox maid Ryle teleports in front of our sitting Kang, where she then lowers herself and proceeds to unbuckle the front driver's seat that contains the mythical dragon fruit of our boy. Now the crazy part is that Ryle looks like she isn't even bothered by her actions. Instead, she looks like she's about to fall asleep after grinding the third seat all month. Eventually, she uncovers the Ender Dragon from Minecraft, but the dragon was so large that it accidentally slapped her in the face. But she didn't mind, so she ends up clapping the dragon using her patented mouth-breathing technique to send Kang to the sussy dimension. Suddenly, his dragon chicken strip turned red, causing our boy to freak out, but the Queen tells him to relax, mentioning that it's all fine and dandy since this is just Real's magic taking place. Anyways, with Kang calming down due to Real being a suction cup from another world, she almost chokes from the red chicken strip, so she instantly turns around to the Queen and informs her that she's 169% sure that Kang is half-dragon, causing Burr to look like she's about to pass out. At this point, Bro looks like he's just being chilling even though his banana split sundae is getting finished by Real, so he ends up asking if the tattoo he has actually proves he's half-dragon. Now me personally, if I showed up to another world and my dragon long sword now has a new mark on it, plus it glows red, when a fox girl tries to 1 versus 1 duel me, then I am going to believe everything they say. Nonetheless, even with proof that he actually is half-dragon and getting a chance to live his dreams with a fox maid, Bro turns to the Queen and lets her know that he hasn't said anything about accepting the Knight Commander rank. As such, the Nation of Women tells him it's okay if he can't decide right now, so they end up giving him a very posh and large room to rest for the night, although Bro looks like his life force went to 0 thanks to Real. Now back to his lonesome self. The first thing stuck on his mind is how he can't play Roblox anymore, even though the dude just got his corn dog destroyed by his dream girl. Mere seconds later, after thinking about how much he's missing out on, especially not being able to try out the game of the year in Black Myth Wukong, he gets ganked by Ardella outside his room, who's eager to ask him why he won't take the position of Knight Commander. Initially, Kang teases her by saying he doesn't want to steal her rank, but things got serious when the lights dim and he learned of the lore behind the Knight Commander of Sultan, as a half-dragon hasn't appeared since the 3rd century. And since the nation is basically powerless without a real half-dragon defending the country, Sultan is in danger of collapsing, as most nobles want Burr out of power so they themselves can take the throne from right under. Ardella then reveals to him that although she absolutely hates sussy men like him, he's pretty much their only choice to protect Burr from foreign invasion, since she knows time is running out and at any moment, Sultan can turn to dust without a true Knight Commander. Nevertheless, Bro finally starts thinking about taking up the mantle, but he decides to sleep it off first. However, as he snores throughout the night, his door slowly swings open. Our boy was not expecting any visitors at this hour. 2 seconds later, he feels something heavy on top of him, and spoiler alert, it wasn't Zion Williamson. Instead, Kang opens his eyes to find Ardella mounting the closest weapon on him, and this time it looks like her entire personality has switched at 180. With Kang still half asleep, his life flashes before him as he thinks he's about to meet the devil, but he fails to realize that Ardella is looking very sussy. Luckily for him, she starts mumbling about how the Queen will be in really bad trouble if he isn't a real half-dragon. As such, Erdella initiated her own 1 versus 1 duel with our boy by quickly inspecting his dragonite, but as she does so, she says Spanish or English so bro doesn't dare move a single inch. Nevertheless, Erdella angrily whispers to him that she's going to personally verify the rumors about him being the chosen one. So she grabs onto his mythical fruit and starts playing with his PlayStation controller as if she's playing a fighting game. The turntables then turn when Erdella latches onto his fighting stick like a maniac, trying to beat out Zero with all her might, but she stops for a second and scoffs at Kang for looking like he's enjoying the fight. Suddenly, the crazy elf whips out her trusty sword and tells Kang that if he can't stop the lava from exploding due to his volcano erupting, then she's going to take it as a sign that he's full human, so it's time to get rid of him. Now with Bro actually facing the threat of banishment from this world any second, even though it's been barely a day, he tries his hardest to stop the volcano from going off, but it looks all of his efforts will be futile.